Hi guys, welcome back to your Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to the final review show of the season, Billy. The final,
like the actual final one. Amazing, isn't it?
Shelbourne went to the United Park, Weavers Park, and beat Drogheda by 4-2. What was a cracker in the end? 6 goals. Massive win for Shelbourne because it means that Shelbourne win the race to finish fourth, so to speak. They still have to wait in that cup final result next week, but at this minute in time, if you like, they're in pole position as such going into Europe. I tell you what, or going into next week, even if they don't get into Europe, fourth is a very good season, isn't it, for Shelbourne? A lot of clattering down there. Fourth is a very good season for Shelbourne, regardless of what happens now. But they've put themselves in a good position here, and there's an awful lot of stuff going on at Shelbourne. I nearly have to do whether Duff is going to stay or not. I'd nearly have to do a separate video on that, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to get into the game. 4-2. Weird game. Drogheda were 2 up at half time. Drogheda had nothing to play for, of course. Goals from the first goal, I think Dale Rooney crosses it, and no Adam Foley and Mr. Kyle Robinson are claiming the goal. But for me, it doesn't look like it touches any of them, and it just goes straight in. I'm sorry, I'm giving it to Rooney personally. They can fight with me about it later. But yeah, I think Rooney scores 1-0. Drogheda are 1-0 up. Foley then scores a very good goal. He scores a similar goal. Was it right foot or left foot against Pats from the other end? I can't remember, but it was a similar style goal where he volleys it into the far corner. Very good goal to make it 2-0. Shells had most of the run in the first half, though, to be fair. I think Will Jarvis should score. Wogan makes himself big, makes a good save, but I genuinely think if you're 1-1 the keeper, you kind of have to be scoring. 9 times out of 10 you should be scoring. It's like a penalty in a way, like, you know what I mean? I think Jarvis would be disappointed he didn't score that. So you're taking a half time. Drogheda are 2 up against Shelbourne. Shelbourne have a mountain to climb, and as it turned out, Shelbourne had to win the match as well. A draw wouldn't have been enough because we'll talk about it later. Dundalk got the goals they needed against UCD in that 5-1 win. But in the second half, a couple of things. Shelbourne really turned it on, to be fair. That early goal was crucial. Jack Moylan's early goal on 47 minutes, absolutely crucial. Wilson heads it back in, and Moylan finishes brilliantly. Finishes top scorer of the league alongside Afolabi, and they both get golden boots.
That's not the same to like 2 players though, is it?
Oh, it was 5 players. I tell you what, Afolabi's more left footed. He should get the left boot, and Moylan gets the right boot. Fair?
Yeah, fair.
Okay, so so that was, what was that, 2-1. Then a minute later or something, Luke Heaney gets sent off. Luke Lowe himself, it was a horrendous challenge, to be fair, wasn't it?
I think he knows it.
I would say so. It was a horrendous challenge by Luke Heaney, and he gets the red card. He gets the red card, basically. I don't think so. No, I don't think he had any complaints, to be fair. So he's red carded, and suddenly Shelbourne's ganders up. A couple of minutes later, they were level. It was 2-2. Who got this one? It was Will Jarvis who got this one. No, it was Will Jarvis who got the equaliser, wasn't it? It comes out, and I think Wogan could do better, to be honest with you. It's a decent strike, but it's not hit with a lot of pace, is it?
No.
That Wogan was, I'd have to look at it again, but maybe positionally, he was a bit slow to get down to it, to be honest with you. And 2-2. Mind you, Wogan made a brilliant save later on from Moylan to die him a hat-trick as well. But that was 2-2, and at that point, you just felt Shelbourne are definitely winning this game. Drogheda nothing to play for, kind of, we're in their holidays at this point, to be fair. Shelbourne had something really to go for now, and they obviously went 3-2 up. Who put them 3-2 up again?
Moylan.
Wasn't it Moylan?
Yeah,
Moylan. That was the Moylan goal. Sorry, brilliant pass from the back, by the way, from Paddy Barrett. Wasn't closed down. You do have to close him down. He's given a lot of time and space, and I think it was Shane Farrell who controlled it, and Moylan reads it well and tucks it away to make it 3-2. And he reacted brilliantly, to be fair.
People thought it was a penalty, but Moylan kept going, went around the keeper and hit in.
Exactly, you could easily stand there and go, penalty, and by the time, you know what I mean, the chance is gone.
He reacted quickly, and then...
It's a good lesson for people, isn't it?
Yeah.
React on the pitch, never mind wait for the whistle, but, react to what's going on and ask questions after. But the 4 goals from a corner, I think it was Harry Wood who played the corner in, and Barrett was a very good header, to be fair, past Wogan to make it 4-2. And honestly, they could have got a few more in the second half. As I said, Wogan made a great save in that half as well. And, Drogheda, they'll be happy enough, very happy in fact, with their season, finished 7th in the league overall. Shells will be very happy with their season no matter what happens now. And it was just a really, really good result for them. And does give them a chance to get into Europe. And I have to say, I think Shelbourne, people criticise Duff all the time. Really, I don't know why, to be honest with you. Don't believe everything he says type thing in the media anyway. or what he says in front of the cameras. There's always something behind that, if you know what I mean. But Shelbourne, I've watched a lot of teams this season. Shelbourne definitely the best coached team in this league, without question about it. They're the best coached team. They mightn't have the best players. They're the best coached team in the league. And what's your thoughts overall on the games? Any of the highlights? Anything at all?
No, not really. But I think though Shelbourne fans will be wearing Pat's jerseys on Sunday. Because if Pats win the cup, they get Europe.
You'll never see a Shelbourne fan in a Pats jersey.
Yeah, but they'll be hoping for.
There's a challenge for you guys. I want to see a Shelbourne fan in a Pats jersey. You can send it to me privately. So on to Daily Mount Park, where I finished Bohemians 4, Cork City 0. It was a very youthful Cork City team, wasn't it, to be fair? Yeah. I felt sorry for young Sam Bailey, this one 17-year-old. Essentially 2 OGs. Danny Grant's shot. That gave them the lead, didn't it? That was the one that gave them the lead, yeah. Danny Grant's shot. Unlucky. Big deflection. It's unlucky, but it probably is an OG. The second one's an OG as well. His from later on in the game, it's another OG. Afalabi scores 2 goals as well.
The first one was very jammy. Just hits off his head. Danny Grant took a shot and he messed it up and it went straight to Afalabi's head. And he just went like bang, went in.
Yeah, it looked funny, but you have to be in the area though as well. Let's be honest.
It's a big jammy goal.
His other goal was your typical James Clark Afalabi goal, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually forgot that goal.
Just true ball by James Clark. Afalabi on the shoulder in and places into the net. You know, I think, to be honest, against better defenders and a better defences, that goal doesn't happen. But Cork, okay, we're a bit naive. Had a very young team out on the pitch, to be fair to them as well, and nothing to play for. Their final is next week. You know, it was 4-0 though after 57 minutes, and you're probably thinking, Jesus, this could be bad, let's say. But Bows would just be happy enough to get the win. They'd be disappointed that results didn't go their way, but they probably didn't expect it. As it happened, the both results went their way, and they ended up finishing 6th in the league. So I suppose from that point of view, a little disappointing to finish 6th. What do you think?
I thought Bows were actually getting Europe because for like about, I don't know, 30-ish minutes they're in Europe, if you get me, because the way the results were going.
Drogheda leading and UCD holding. Yeah.
And I was like, yes. And then like I saw the results in the second half, I was like, oh, for God's sake. But like I wasn't expecting it. But if it did, obviously I would be celebrating. But nah.
Well, maybe you'll be celebrating next week.
Yeah, I will be, obviously.
You will be. You Declan Devine in the skies.
Yeah. I think the third goal is just a cross by Kirk, I think, wasn't it? And I know then it was just he tried to like clear it kind of ish, and he tried to block the cross.
He doesn't get himself in a great position, but look, he's on. I've said it before, like I've said it elsewhere. He's, you know, it's a very unlucky debut. Like, you know, I mean, 2 OGs. He's a young lad. He's only 17. It's not easy going in against a Premier Division team, and you're coming up against the likes of Afalabi, and you're completely new and
Dylan Connolly
and experienced. Yeah, but he's literally coming up against Afalabi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not easy, that, but I'm sure he'll learn from the experience of that as well. But from a Cork City point of view, as I said, big game from next week. They're going to be playing Waterford in Tallaght Stadium, by the way, as well. So if you're a Cork fan, let me know what you think of that one. I'll try and get a preview done for that if I can at some point. I'll be trying to get to the game as well, actually, if I can. I'm working till 6:30, so I'll try and get to the game. If I can, I'll go on the Cork end, because being in the Waterford end, generally for the last few times when they've played in the playoffs, Waterford fans probably saying probably bad luck that I'm there because they end up losing it normally. But that's not necessary in Bows, and
no, I think they just got the win and the results didn't go their way. And Cork City were just they I don't think they really care about that result. They're just more focused on Waterford next week.
Speaking of not caring about results, finished Derry City 3, St Patrick's Athletic 0 at the Brandywell, and look, this was in many ways expected, to be honest with you. Derry probably, it was important for Derry to finish second, I think, because I think if Derry finished third, you know, people would be saying, look, they finished third and they should have been the nearest challengers, the Rovers, etc., etc. They'd be a bit disappointed they didn't finish. They finished on less points as they did last season, but they won this game as comfortably as the scoreline suggests. Pats, to be honest, didn't try a leg, if we're honest about it. You know, they played a you know, a lot of youngsters and a lot of squad players who haven't really played this season. Even the players that normally play, the likes of Breslin and Joe Redmond, were just taken off at half time, etc., etc. Yeah, but probably from Pat's point of view, what will probably disappoint John Daly a little bit is the fact that nobody put their hand up to say, you know, I'm going to make this selection tough for the final, because they didn't, you know, that kind of way. So anyone who didn't play, who's likely to play in the cup final, didn't have anything to worry about because they're playing next week, you know, that kind of way. From Derry's point of view, they just got the job done. They played quite well at times, to be fair, and they scored early enough in the game. I'm just smiling there because Michael Duffy's miss was unbelievable, wasn't it? She'd be very disappointed. Ball came across. All he had to do was tap it into the net. It was a yard out and he hit it over the bar. So, it's kind of harder to do, to be honest, hit it over the bar.
How do you do that?
A pal was told, though, his son was in the crowd and he was laughing at it as well. Look, it's funny, isn't it? It's funny, but like Michael Duffy, I'm sure, got a laugh out of it as well. But brilliant player, of course. But Brandon Kavanagh scored as well in this game for Derry City, and Will Patchin scored his left foot. I actually thought Linus could have done better with that. I know he got a touch, but I thought he could have done better with that one, to be fair. You know, he'll be a little disappointed maybe with that one, but, you know, Derry City in the end ran out handy winner. Yeah, John McAneff scored the latest goal, the third goal, to make it 3-0 for Derry City. They should have had a few more. As I said, Duffy missed a chance. Pats didn't have too many chances. McClellan, I think, forced a save from Brian Marr, who has 18 clean sheets this season. Not too bad, yeah. He's done very well this season. Very good goalkeeper, Brian Marr. But yeah, I mean, what do you say from Derry's point of view? Second in the league, decent. They can do better, I think, next season. And it's not really, you might say, criticising. It's not really criticising. It's, I think Derry's squad should be doing better, to be honest. I think they have a better squad than they had a chance to push Rovers this season. They really did. Particularly early on in the season when Rovers didn't win for 6 games. Derry didn't really capitalise on that, in my opinion. I don't know what it is exactly they're missing. I know people say a striker, centre forward. Yeah, that's part of it. But Rovers haven't had a centre forward who scored a lot of goals this season, let's say, either. But they've got goals everywhere. So there's a few different things, I suppose, in there as well. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the pre-season, to be honest, as well. But yeah, anything else to say about Derry City and Pats? Worried if you're a Pats, would you be worried about that going into next week?
Nah. I think though if I was Derry, I'd hope for a better next season. I think they should push for the title next season.
Properly push for the title.
Yeah, at least an actual good challenge with Rovers. Even if they lose by like 1, 2, 3 points, like they pushed for it, like they nearly got it.
I think it's the fact that Shamrock Rovers kind of
bad start.
Yeah, and they won it they kind of won it okay, like comfortably-ish in the end without being brilliant this season. That's the point. If Derry had finished 4 points, say, off Shamrock Rovers, and Shamrock Rovers are outstanding and won most of their games, that's a different story. But you know, they were there for the taking as such. But we'll move on to the next game anyway, guys. So Belfield finished UCD 1, Dundalk 5, and Dundalk potentially needed to win by that margin to finish above Shelbourne, but didn't matter because Shelbourne won. But they played really well in this game. Sam Gallagher did give UCD the lead after 6 minutes. After that, it was all Dundalk, to be honest. And how it was only 1-1 at half time, you don't know. You don't know, to be fair. Paul Doyle did get that goal for Dundalk in the first half, but a lot of chances. They hit the upright and everything, didn't they, in that first half? I think it was Muller actually hit them upright as well. So they had so many opportunities that first half, created so many chances. Archie Davis was sharp down the right. UCD, after a good start, they just kind of fell away, to be honest with you, in this game. And second half, they ramped up Dundalk with 4 more goals. Again, they could have got more. Daryl Horgan scoring the first goal of the second half. I think it was Hubin's little flick around the corner. If it wasn't him, it was a good flick regardless. And Horgan, composure. A lot of people would have went near post there where the keeper was. We managed to play it into the top left-hand corner. He was dangerous for a lot of that second half in particular. Daniel Kelly makes it 3-1. It was a lovely through ball, and Kelly takes that touch, goes around the keeper and makes it 3-1. Then he had the 2 Hubin goals. A very good header from Hubin, the typical Pat Hubin header, and then an opportunist one. I think it was Neve who hits the the upright again, comes out and Hubin's in the right place. And is that his last 2 goals for Dundalk? Probably, to be honest. But yeah, a good win for Dundalk. Not enough. Ultimately, a disappointing season for Dundalk, which was it was a good performance the other night, but it was a disappointing season for Dundalk. They did sign off with a good win, and interesting times ahead of Dundalk going into pre-season. Thoughts overall on the game?
I thought Dundalk just done the job, except they just hoped that Shelbourne actually lost, but they didn't. That's all Dundalk could have done though, is to get as much goals as possible, and yeah.
Yeah, it turned out a draw in United Park or Weavers Park would have been enough for Dundalk as well, so that's kind of disappointing. But at the end of the day, it hasn't been a great season. They kind of managed to get themselves back in the conversation as well late in the day, when it did look like they were out of it a couple of weeks ago, in fairness. But yeah, a good result, good performance on the night, but it's a disappointing overall season, I think, for Dundalk. And as I said, we'll have to wait and see what the future holds there. So Shamrock Rovers beat Sligo Rovers by 4-2 at Tallaght Stadium, and big massive party at Tallaght Stadium. Obviously Rovers lifted the title on their home patch, the actual trophy. You have to put me off there big time. In a 4-2 win. They started off slowly in the game. Sligo Rovers started off well, but they got into their gears, Rovers, in the end. It was a very good performance. Sligo took the lead early on through Barlow after an uncharacteristic mistake, as we said, from Pico Lopez, allowed him in. Now Barlow composed himself well, wait for Manus, and coolly finished to make it 1-0. Shamrock Rovers that is, generally did have their chances in that first half. Gaffney had a couple of chances, played quite well, but he missed some chances in the game he felt he should have scored. Speaking about missed chances, Graham Burke missed an absolute great chance, didn't he, at 1-0 for Sligo. Kenny does well. Talbot taking on the defender, got his head up, saw Burke, laid it on the plate, and Burke just screwed it wide, basically. Especially Graham Burke, you'd expect him to score. But a couple of minutes later, right in half-time, Graham Burke did score, and it's funny to see the relief in his face after he got the goal. Slight deflection, takes the ball in well. Brilliant play from Johnny Kenny to take the defenders away, and Burke makes it 1-1. The second half was all Shamrock Rovers until the late Sligo goal, really, and they created so many opportunities. Dylan Watts came on as a sub, he impressed, scored a cracking free kick, didn't need to make it 2-1, an unbelievable free kick. Make it 2-1. The goalkeeper, no chance there. They then soon made a 3-1 through Aaron Green. It was good play by, I think it was Farrugia, wasn't it? Yeah. And it gets played into Aaron Green, who lovely chips the goalkeeper, essentially. Just clips it over the goalkeeper, a bit of a sandwich shot in golf, and makes it 3-1. It was 4-1 when Dylan Watts scored. I think this was the one I was trying to think about, where Farrugia actually gets away from his man. Good skill, gets his head up, plays it across. Kenny took too much time on it, to be honest. Yeah. He is lacking confidence in front of goal, but he's kind of playing well in other facets of the game. That can be a bit frustrating for a player. But he, it comes out to Dylan Watts, who fires at home to make it 4-1. They probably could have got a few more Shamrock Rovers, to be fair, in the night, but they'd be happy with the 4-2 win. It's always nice when you're lifting a trophy to actually get the win in the match as well. Hartman was a 1-1 with his defender. Took him on. Yeah, lovely shot. It was into the far corner. It was the left foot. Very, very good player, Hartman, I think, to be honest. Might be a few clubs looking at him. But yeah, 4-2 Shamrock Rovers, league champions, won the title not on the night, but won the title a few games ago, of course. But it was nice for them to get the trophy in the last game at Tallaght Stadium, and they've become used to that, haven't they?
Yeah, to be honest. Sadly.
Sligo though, again, kind of capitulated their season, really. I mean, I don't know, they went in front early and they just kind of fell apart pretty much after that, to be honest with you. And look, very disappointing season for Sligo, and big changes needed there, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens there. But that's it, guys, really. It's the final review show of the season. Let us know what you think in the comments. Usually at this point, you'd be saying give us predictions maybe and stuff like that for the next games, but there's no games. But there is more in the league, of course. There is more stuff coming out during the week. There's obviously a preview of the Bows and Pats. There's a combined 11, a Bows and Pats for the FAI Cup. I'll have a matchday vlog there. Hopefully should have a matchday vlog from Waterford and Cork. Should be a preview for Waterford and Cork, and a review of Cove and Waterford. And that's it for the week anyway. So let us know what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit your bell notification button. Like the video. Slán.
Next vlog, see Bows win the cup final, alright?
That mightn't be the next vlog. It might be one.
I know, but like the next one that am I going to be going to that one?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Alright, anyway, see us.
Good luck.